And we are live. Welcome to another edition of Not Mainstream. October 20th, 2017. I got a new wall behind me. Ooh, exciting. And not only that, we've got a new panelist with us, Sharon. And Sharon, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Well, I am a conservative, Trumper. I voted for Trump, and I have a channel on Minds.com, which is pretty cool over there. And I live in Wisconsin. Yay.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I have a 25-year-old son. He's grown, and he lives in Illinois. That's about it, really.
Oh, cool. Nice. I gotta ask, what drew you to Trump?
Well, I've always been a Republican. So, after 8 years of Obama, and it just, Trump just sounded like he was the real deal. I'm not into globalization.
Yeah.
I'm anti-globalist. And, there were so many things that Obama did throughout his 8-year administration to advance us toward globalization, and that's just not something that I think is a good thing for this nation.
Yeah, absolutely, I completely agree. I've been a Trump fan for quite some time now. I mean, ever since I was a little youngin', he's been a huge influence of me. And back in high school, we did a senior project, and basically what you have to do is come up with a topic and do a report on that topic. I did Donald Trump, and they asked me if he ever ran for president, would you vote for him? I said yes, and lo and behold, he ran for president. I voted for him first time ever. I'm 24 now, so I've never voted once since I've turned 18. I've never voted.
Wow.
I registered to vote for Trump, and I've always been the guy that's in the middle. I don't like Democrats. I don't really like Republicans because they're all the same to me. They're all the same. I mean, you have John McCain. He's just as bad as Obama. You have
agree.
Paul Ryan. You have Lindsey Graham. You have all these neocon.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, exactly. You have all these neocons out there, that doesn't really care about the American people. They only care for themselves. They only care for their donors. Trump was the opposite of that. He was anti-establishment. He didn't need their money. He didn't want their money. I mean, he's a guy, he used to be a lobbyist himself. I mean, he used to give money to the Clinton Foundation, I guess you can call it, give money to all these other politicians. And then and then you have him running, and you have the mainstream media against him. You had Republicans against him. You had Democrats against him. You had all these people against him. That means you knew he was for real. I mean, why else would they be all against him if he wasn't for real?
Absolutely. Yeah, he was an outsider. And I mean, at every turn, you've got, as you said, these rhinos who don't support his agenda. And, he's in there to drain the swamp. And, we as electorates, we need to help him with that.
Yep.
So when these midterm elections come up, we have to, if any of these swamp creatures are going to try to run again, those are the ones that we need to not vote for. A person that I listen to a lot is Steve Bannon, because he's on the outside now, working on. Yeah, me too. Yep. He's working on Trump's behalf to, get some people who are qualified and who are honest people, and not these GOP establishment guys who, like you said, they're for themselves. They're not for the American people like Trump is. And Trump's been saying the same thing for 30 years about this country. I mean, he didn't want to run.
I mean, he didn't have to run. He didn't have to run.
Exactly. I mean, he had a great life, and
I'm so glad he ran, though, because I mean, geez, I mean, Jeb Bush or Hillary.
We dodged a bullet. We really did.
And I hate to imagine if Hillary got it. I would hate to imagine. Hey, Lel.
Hi.
Welcome, Lel. We have a new panelist, Sharon. She actually is a contributor to the Politically Alternative Media Facebook page. Does some great work. And, before you came on, yeah. And before you came on, I was talking to Sharon about Trump and what drew her to Trump and everything.
You want to know what drew me to Trump?
Go right ahead.
He ran as a Republican. He's a businessman. He's done business with governments in countries all over the world. So he may not have diplomatic experience, as they say, in Washington, but he has dealt with these countries, their leaders, their rules, their regulations, and he knows how they work.
Yeah.
He knows
absolutely.
How to work. He knows how to work with them to get things done. And that's just one. Okay, his daddy gave him $5 million or $1 million or whatever. You could give me $1 million and in 3 years I could be broke.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think just about anybody.
Me too.
Look at the horror stories of the lottery winners.
Yeah.
And I know Trump did have a head start, but look at what he's done with it and how well his children have done and how polite and loving the family is. He's Christian. Anything, I'd have voted for a baboon ahead of Hillary.
Oh man, yeah. Absolutely.
Really? Oh, I didn't know we were live yet.
We are live. That's all right. That's all right.
I mean, anything but besides Hillary. But and I liked a lot of the candidates, and as they went through and they fell out, but Trump takes no crap, and if he does take crap, he has a reason for taking that crap.
I'm not going to lie. I used to be a Bill Clinton fan, and back when 2008, when Hillary did her campaign, I was like, oh, okay, we had Bill. Bill was all right. I could take Bill. So let's see what Hillary does. But that was way before I found out what criminals they were.
Oh my God.
How old were you in 2008?
I was in high school or middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a freshman in high school?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. But it's good that you know that you had that much knowledge. And
between now and then.
Even
my parents were all high on Hillary. But that was before all that stuff came out about her.
My son's 14 and he can talk politics with you.
Well, Shane, you're not the typical millennial.
No.
Oh yeah. I know. I'm the anti-millennial.
Good for you.
I cannot stand the millennials.
Yeah. No, well then you got your head on straight and you're smart.
There's a lot of them out there.
Oh, yeah.
But as with conservatives, we don't yell and make a scene. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. And we don't squeak. We just keep going.
Yeah.
Whereas the millennials are yelling.
Yeah, I mean, we don't take, bike locks and hit people over the head. Oh, you don't like Trump? I'm going to beat you over the head with a bike lock. I mean, we don't do that.
Yeah. I'm going to burn up your
car. I don't consider myself a conservative. I consider myself an independent conservative. But, after what I see on the left, I'm like, let me go further right now. It's so hard to be in the middle nowadays.
It's just
it's funny how they call conservatives fascists when they behave like fascists.
I know. How in the world can you say Trump is a Nazi? What? if anybody is and was trying to bring on the Nazi communism type of thing, it's Hillary and Obama and the left.
Absolutely.
You see, what they do is they do this whole reverse psychology thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, you're the fascist, you're the racist, you're the sexist, you're the misogynist. Well, you know what? We've got 2 women on tonight, so we can't be sexist and misogynist.
We're not that. I mean, these feminists these days, I mean, they are really nasty and they're hateful.
Oh, yeah. I cannot stand feminism.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I am totally
what happened to the
anti-feminist.
Susan B. Anthony of feminism? Now there's just all these women out there screaming, we hate men and all that other nonsense. I mean, give me a break already.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is so ridiculous. And I agree, equal pay for equal work. And I agree, women should be able to work if they want to, or have babies if they want to, or do whatever they want to. And women are just as good as men, but women and men are different.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing about this new wave of feminism. They shame the other women that chooses to stay home, chooses to take care of their family, chooses to what if they want to go into nursing or another women type job. They shame them, and it's like, who cares? Let the woman choose what she wants to do. That's nothing wrong with that. That's why this is America. This is not Saudi Arabia where you can not allowed to drive anymore, or not allowed to wear, short skirts or anything like that.
And why
you choose.
are they not against Sharia law?
Yeah, that just blows my mind. It blows my mind.
The LGBT too.
Yeah.
Why are they not against Sharia law? Because if they let Sharia law in here, they're
done for.
They're done for. They're going to be killed.
That's right. The gays, they'll be thrown off buildings because that's what they do.
Or head chopped off or hung or whatever. Yes.
Well, just like with Hillary, they make her the queen of the gays, and she takes all these money from all the anti-gay countries, and you don't hear anything about her, sending the money back or returning the money or anything like that. It's gone.
Absolutely
it's gone.
not. She's like with this Weinstein scandal. Hillary was asked if she was going to return the donation that Weinstein made, and she said no, she was going to donate it to charity. Well, we all know where that's going. That's going to the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's going to go into her charity purse.
Exactly.
It's still going to be there. I mean, Hillary is not. She's for herself. And last week I showed you guys the Clinton's War on Women book by Roger Stone. Picked that up at the local Ollie's. I don't know if you guys have Ollie's in your area or not.
No.
And it's really good. I mean, it goes into detail about Pedophile Island. It goes into detail of the sexual rapes that Bill Clinton has done. The cocaine business that Bill Clinton operated as governor of Arkansas back in the 80s. Really good. I highly recommend it. I
like Roger Stone. I'm a huge fan of him. So, yeah, that looks like a good read. If you recommend it, I'm definitely going to go get it and read.
Yeah, I recommend it. I mean, it goes into graphic detail about the whole Pedophile Island. It goes into graphic detail about him raping the women, the drug trade. I'm actually on chapter 10 right now out of like 25 chapters, I believe.
Wow.
So, yeah. But, yeah, up to that point, it's pretty good. I like it. I mean, some of the things that Hillary has done will blow your mind.
Yeah, well, she's definitely a criminal.
Yeah.
Always has been.
I mean, this is a great transition because recently it came out that, well, not surprisingly, she actually did the Uranium One deal with Russia. And it came out with her during the Moscow uranium deal. And also, Mueller is involved with this. Apparently, he flew there to Russia, which I call on to Mueller to resign as special prosecutor, because now it is now a witch hunt, 100% officially a witch hunt, and like it has been, because Russia did not hack the election. There have been no proof of that. If anything, they have more power within Russia than Trump does. It's been what, 9 months now, going on 9 months of this whole faux Russia hacking the election investigation.
If Russia tried to help anybody win, it would have been Hillary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not Trump.
Absolutely. This is just an excuse of why the Democrats lost the election.
So
they
on Wednesday, on Wednesday, the Senate Investigation Committee, well, they started preliminary inquiries, but that's it, just preliminary inquiries on this whole thing. But they haven't launched a full-scale investigation yet, according to one of the GOP sources. And, like you said, Robert Mueller and all those guys in the FBI now, the question is, they were investigating some kind of a Russian official bribery scheme that was going on at the time. And so the question is, how many of those U.S. government agencies knew about that probe? And so now new questions about the uranium deal and whether the United States should have approved it or not are coming up. So all those guys, Rosenstein, who else? Who's that other guy that's in the FBI? Not Christopher Wray, but the...
Not Comey.
Oh, Comey. Yeah, he was there at the time. Yeah. Comey. And of course, Robert Mueller. But all those guys, they knew. So this is totally a conflict of interest at this time. Yeah. With his fake Russia investigation.
What caused James Comey to say and do what he did? Is it because he didn't want to be on the Clinton suicide list?
That could be.
It's one. I mean, you have the book, Hillary's book, What Happened, which I label that as a political hit list of people that she wants gone.
Yeah.
They've already killed over 100 in the last 30 or 40 years. Seriously. I mean, you know.
Yeah, they even in here they talk about the mysterious deaths of people in Arkansas that happened around Clinton governorship back in the 80s.
Didn't they find some dead women inside barrels on a property of the Clintons in New York?
That.
I read that somewhere. But that just kind of, nothing was ever done with it. I just saw a fleeting report.
Sure they had nothing to do with it.
Of course not.
My God. And I would like to find out more about that, though.
It was funny, too, that during this uranium deal, that the Clinton Foundation received like millions of dollars from interested parties that were associated with this uranium deal, Uranium One, and plus around the same. This was like back in 2010. Bill Clinton also received $500,000 payment for a speech that he made in Moscow from a Russian government-aligned bank that was looking into buying that Uranium One company in Canada.
Why would?
Yeah, and on Dennis Michael Lynch, it says Bill Clinton requested permission from Hillary's State Department to meet with Russian officials.
Yes, he's absolutely right. He did. And that sat on the burner for a couple of weeks, and I don't know that he ever got any official word that he could meet with them, according to this Hill report that I'm looking at that just came out yesterday.
Bill has the Southern charisma to talk his way through things.
Oh yeah.
Hillary doesn't have it.
No.
You know, Bill is a charmer, and charm is a verb. It means they're doing something to you. They're charming you. And Bill is a charmer. Yeah. My husband is a charmer. Well, anyway, and can talk anybody into anything in the world. And Bill has that. Hillary does not. Hillary is like a stump. You know, and she's never gotten this far without Bill.
Oh yeah.
It's just an evil. You can see it in her. You can, if you have any second sight, or you can look at her and see it.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, look at the picture right there. Look how crazy she is.
Oh, she's crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looks like, you know, this photo does not do anything justice. It looks like Hillary's like, you know, did you sexually assault another woman again? And Bill like, yeah, I did, sugar cookie.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't think Bill is as evil as Hillary.
He's just a rapist.
But he is a shyster. Yeah. He's a rapist, a shyster, whore dog.
That's for sure. I mean, I think he would, you know, try to have sex with a tree or something.
Yeah.
So bad he is.
Anything that'll stand still long enough.
Oh man, Shannon, you're having fun tonight, aren't you?
I am. I'm having fun. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me tonight.
You're welcome.
I always enjoy it. I don't always come on, but I try to when I can.
But so where do you guys think this Russia investigation is going to go?
Well, I hope it does go somewhere. Now, Sessions, when he was before the Senate on Wednesday, he said that there was no investigation going on, but that he would take a look at it. Now, I don't know why Sessions is not going after this. I mean, this is, you know, this is a nomination that Trump made, and I just wonder if they've got somebody's got something on him. Why is he not pushing a little bit harder?
Yeah, that is there. I like Jeff Sessions. He needs to you know, have a backbone and push harder on this. And he might be you know, like you said, they might have some dirt on him or something, or you know, you still got those Obama holdovers in the State Department that needs to be out of there.
Yep.
And they're, you know, holding everything down. They don't want anything to get out or get investigated. What they need to do is get rid of the Obama holdovers. Fire them
Absolutely.
all. You know?
Absolutely.
And you know, it's I'd rather have 0 people there than I would Obama holdovers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Do you think Trump will fire Mueller? Question.
You know what? I don't think Trump's going to have to, but I don't think that he will. I don't think it would be a good move for him to do that.
Yeah.
I think that with all of what's happening now with this bribery plot that's been uncovered by the FBI, this was before the Obama administration approved the Moscow nuclear deal. Since all of this is coming to the surface, and you've got the Hill reporting on it, of all people. I mean, that's a mainstream media news reporting. So I don't think that he's going to have to. I think that that whole Russia investigation will probably be brought to an end pretty soon, because they've got nothing. Like you said, they've been doing this for 9 months, and I don't think that Trump's going to have to fire him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it'd be best for him not to fire Mueller at this point, because if he does, it's just going to be, a huge backlash like they did with Comey. The mainstream, it's obstruction of justice. He fired him. And that was, he had every single right to fire him.
He did. He works for the president.
And I love like a few weeks before that, Comey was at his alma mater, or at the FBI thing. He says, well, you're going to have to put up with me for the next 10 years.
And then what was it, a couple of days after that?
Yeah, a couple days after that, you're fired.
That's funny.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see here. A lot of, quite a bunch of stuff happened this past week. Let me go into my, let's see here. So, this week, you had some woman, congresswoman, who always wears a cowboy hat for some reason.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
I call her, she looks exactly like Maxine Waters. She looks like Maxine Waters. Yeah, so I labeled her as Maxine Waters' stripper sister.
Isn't she a congresswoman, Democrat from Florida?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't think of her name right now.
Frederica Wilson.
That's it.
Frederica or Frederica?
Frederica, probably.
Frederica.
That's it.
Wilson. Came out because of Trump and his calls to the Golden Star families.
Yeah.
Made everything about herself. She's on film saying, I'm a rock star now.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I saw it.
Basically, what she called out Trump for doing is being insensitive to the Ghost Star families, and he said that he knew what he was getting into, which the
son who died.
The son that died, and President Trump was calling one of the family members, and she flipped out on that for some strange reason. I guess she wanted to make a name for himself, because that's what she said. She says, I'm a rock star now. And John Kelly came back and said, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. What else you can do is say that. And then you have this fake news going on that says Obama didn't call his son, John Kelly, because of his son dying, which was absolutely true. Obama did not call him. So, yeah, it started out with Trump. Love it. And he says, I like to make a phone call to, if I can, to all the families, or write a letter, or do both. And he said, I don't believe another president has ever done that before. Mainstream media was up in the war. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, that's a lie. They get up into war, everything. Every comment he makes, they get up into war about.
They do. There's pushback. No matter what he does. Even from his own political party, like we were discussing before, that, Republicans are just as bad as the Democrats. So even people from the Republican Party, it just are always, going against his agenda.
Mm-hmm.
There are people from the Republican Party that have been in Washington a while that really didn't want Trump because he
can't control him.
He didn't know how Washington worked, and this and that and the other, and they had their place, their rank and file, and everything was going all right. And if Trump comes in and he's not in the mix,
mm-hmm.
then
he's an outsider.
Yep.
Yes, and he can fire and hire and you know what, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. But
And
this woman, yeah, I don't
there's
like her at all.
some career congressman, Republican or Democrat. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was done. I just was saying it scares Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah, yeah, it scares everybody. It scares everybody, and you can see that with the midterms coming up, midterm elections coming up.
Because Trump is not going to walk that political line that they all do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have any midterms coming up in your district at all in November, Shane?
Yeah, I think I do. Patrick Morrissey is running Steve Bannon's list of
Oh, he's on Steve Bannon's list, huh?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yep. You know, I'm gonna look at Steve Bannon's list, and anybody that's in my district, I'm gonna vote for the people that's on Steve Bannon's list.
Well, there's an article in Breitbart. Let's see. Today, there's an article, and it shows anti-establishment candidates gear up for cross-country. Gear up across the country.
He was on there. He was on there. I saw that.
Was he? Oh, okay. Okay.
Which is great. Yeah, he's West Virginia. He's representing West Virginia.
Yeah. There's one in my state, Paul Ryan, but I'm not in his district. Yeah, but I do have a friend that does live in his district, and we had a conversation earlier today, and that's Paul Nealon, and he said he's definitely going to be voting for Paul Nealon. So I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Ryan's voted out. So if he is voted out, what's going to happen? Will he still be speaker?
I'm not sure. No, is what they voted for is speaker, or have they already voted for speaker?
Well, I mean, he's a congressman because he's a lawmaker, right? Yeah, he's a lawmaker.
He's a senator.
Oh, is he a senator?
Wasn't he a senator?
I know he's still I know he's speaker. But I don't know if he's. I think if you're Speaker of the House, you don't become senator or governor or anything like that. I think it's just Speaker of the House.
Well, I mean, before he became Speaker of the House,
I think he was a senator.
If he had been a senator, he would have given that up to become the Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, he's not in my district. He probably is a senator. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm not quite sure either, Sharon, but he's not running. They're not voting on Speaker of the House.
No, so, I think it's
he is running. It's for a congressional seat of some type.
Senate, probably. You're probably right, Lil. Probably is. I mean, I'm looking at his website now, and it's not really telling me anything, but
he turned out to be such a disappointment. I had such high hopes for Paul Ryan, and he just hasn't done what I thought he would do and is capable of doing. And it's just depressed me to some extent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and he's an establishment GOP.
Yeah.
For himself. Yeah.
Yep.
But you would think that some of these younger folks would get a little more done instead of fold and give in
to the establishment. Yeah.
Yeah. Stand up a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to try Trey Gowdy.
Oh, I like Trey Gowdy.
Who doesn't? Boom.
Him and Rand Paul.
Yeah. Boom. Gowdy. I love me some Gowdy.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he would have been great Attorney General, Trey Gowdy.
Oh yes. What are
Absolutely.
what are they talking about now? Speaker of the House for Trey
No,
or Attorney General? There's
would be on
something
the committee.
out now trying wanting to move him to.
I haven't heard.
I haven't. I can't remember which one it is. I believe it's Speaker. I'm not sure.
Right now, he's Speaker.
Oh, he's Speaker now. Okay, then it's a step above.
Yeah, the Speaker is okay. Say God forbid, if President Trump was assassinated, then Pence would go in. If Pence was assassinated, then Paul Ryan would go in. God forbid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Speaker's like
Well,
third.
it doesn't have to be assassination. It can be any type of thing that happens to Trump, impeachment or anything like that.
So, okay, the Republican primary election, Ryan faces businessman Paul Nealon, who's an outsider. I'm just reading on his website right here. And he's endorsed by Sarah Palin and Steve Bannon.
Well, if he's Republican and endorsed by a couple of good Republicans, I'd vote for him just because.
I'd vote for Paul Nealon if I was able to.
Vote for, you know, a liberal.
Get Paul Ryan out of there. Get him out.
Absolutely.
Agreeing with that. I thought he was going to do so well, and he just has not.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of Romney's boys.
Yeah, and it's just not.
Well, speaking of the globalist establishment, we had a couple of globalists come out this week. George W. Bush.
We did.
Obama, John McCain. All these people came out talking bad about nationalism and populists' agendas. They didn't mention Trump by name, but you know we knew they was bashing Trump. They talked about it and said nationalism is bad, globalism is good, and then it was like, yeah, I mean, after so many years of them denying globalism, it's full frontal now. It's been up in your face this whole time. They don't even care about hiding it anymore.
I can see McCain.
They've got to the point where they can't hide it anymore.
I can see McCain now maybe going for that, but it just blows my mind for the Bushes to.
McCain is circling the gates of hell right now, so he does not have long.
I know.
Yeah, man.
That what it's turned out that he is. I admired him for so long.
So, I'm sorry, Lil, go ahead.
The more and more that comes out, I don't know what to believe and what not to believe, but there's a certain amount that he actually says and does today and yesterday and last week that he's, and I just can't support him anymore. He's gone loco or showing his true colors, one or the other.
I mean, He showed his true colors. He showed his true colors as soon as he voted down the Obamacare repeal. I mean, that right there showed his true colors and his true intent of screwing over the American people. And now there's talking about him voting against Trump's tax reform. I mean, this dude is the poster child of why there needs to be term limits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I hope Kelly Ward will vote him out, get him out.
Well, actually, Kelly Ward is running against Jeff Flake.
Oh, really? I thought she was running.
No, she's running against Jeff Flake. I don't know. I don't even know is McCain even up for election, because I know that my senator's not up until 2020.
I don't think well, there was the election in 2016 when McCain won it, so maybe he's up until 2020.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you what I walked away with after listening to Bush's speech.
Mm-hmm.
And just listening to his speech just really reaffirms the fact. I mean, why is he going to come out and speak now? It just, to me, reaffirmed the fact that the globalists know that we know what they're doing. And like you said, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. And for him to come out and speak about all of that shows me that they're scared. The globalists are scared because the people are awake and they're pushing back on this globalist scheme. We don't want open borders. We don't want what globalism,
mass migration,
and we don't want our jobs leaving here. You know, we want to be self-sufficient with businesses. And what Trump has done, rolling back all these regulations to make businesses easier for them to you know, operate here. So that's what I walked away with.
Yeah, and like you said, people is rejecting globalism, and it's not just the United States; it's worldwide. And you saw that with Brexit. You saw that with Germany. Surprisingly, that the AfD got some of the majority of the votes, and they're in the office now. And you saw that with Austria, I think.
Absolutely.
With the whole Austria election that last week.
They've got a new prime minister, and he's only 31.
Yeah.
They let everybody in and everybody in for the last 15 years or 10, 15 years. And the crime rate's gone up. It's just been horrible. And the people, the regular people, are finally realizing, figuring it out, and starting to say no.
And I think George Soros is seeing that, and that's why he sent $18 million of his own money to the Open Society Foundation. George Soros, I think, is catching on that globalism is slowly dying right now, and it's going to keep on. It's going to be a snowball effect. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's dead as a doornail.
Absolutely.
Soros is another evil. And
yes, he is.
I just say it offhandedly. I wish he died, and I don't wish ill upon anybody. I just
he's so evil.
Yeah, he's just somebody who. And I guess if you did, and looked up, asked God, forgive me. I don't want anybody to die, but
just make them go away.
Exactly.
But if he did die, I'm sure he's got a pack of liberal, right wing.
And plus, you got his son.
Excuse me,
slowly following in his footsteps.
A pack of youngins and grand youngins following in his footsteps, and they're gonna have all his money to carry it right on. What a nasty man! And wasn't he a Nazi or in with that?
He was a Nazi sympathizer.
There you go, way back in the 30s and 40s.
Well,
back during World War II.
Yeah, he lied and didn't say he was a Jew, and he got in with the Nazis. So,
So what kind?
Yeah, and then CNN had the audacity to come out and say that he didn't align himself with the Nazis. And then there was an interview he did back in 96, 97, 98. Did align himself with the Nazis.
He came right out and said it in that interview. I mean, I've seen that. That's still going around.
I've seen it. It's like he said he did align himself with the Nazis, and he didn't have any regret over it.
Right. No regrets. No, he didn't feel sad about it.
No. And he was smiling the whole time when he said it.
He's got no soul.
Didn't feel bad at all about killing millions of his own people.
No.
No soul.
No soul.
But yeah, so people are pushing back, like you said, on globalism, and they know it.
Yep.
That's
I
why
mean,
they
why
felt the
else would
need.
they trot out George Bush, the guy who was talking about conspiracies, and he was the man-child of the whole 9/11 conspiracy himself?
Yep.
I mean, give me a break. Just give me a break. Make these people go away. Make Hillary Clinton go away. Make the Bush go away. Gosh. I changed this topic a little bit. So Hollywood is in an explosion right now. So I love to hear you guys thought Hollywood and where this might lead to. Because I heard that's going to lead to some interesting things involving pedophiles and kids.
I've heard that too.
I hope they blow the whole lid off of Hollywood.
You think they're going to legalize it?
They're probably trying to. It wouldn't surprise me.
That's about what California would do. Oh, pedophiles are just like everyone else. They can't help what they feel. If they damage
I mean, California's bizarro world now.
kids, that's okay. It's how they feel.
That's
Are you
disgusting.
kidding me? Hollywood, and not just Hollywood, but there's a lot of liberals who are trying to make pedophilia okay. And I'm sorry if you do truly feel that way. I'm sorry that you do, but you cannot act on it.
Yeah, it's a mental illness. They need to get help with that. You know, don't you know? It's like enabling them. Don't enable them.
Exactly. Oh, you poor thing. You want to snatch
So
7-year-old girls. I'm so sorry. What about 7-year-old girls?
that's terrible.
Let's keep our children safe.
Exactly. Corey Feldman, I mean, he can help break this pedophile ring that's going on wide open, because you know he knows, he's got names.
And he's kind of tried off and on through the years.
He has.
I think Corey has been, you know, threatened to the maximum extent.
I think so too. Because he has tried and he'll shut up. And then in a few years or 5 years, he'll try again. He has tried, but he has his own family now to worry about. Kids and whatever. I know he's got at least one kid, if not more. And I've seen him talk about people threatening him, threatening his kids. And so I guess maybe after a while, when you have your own children, you don't want to talk because you're afraid for your own children. You know?
Yeah. You got a point.
Yeah. But he has tried off and on for years.
Yeah, I mean, Barbara Walters shut him down that interview. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. She shut him down on the spot, which you know is really interesting, because you think Barbara Walters would be more, you know, highly respected of that, because she's been in the journalism game, you know, for like 1,000 years now.
She didn't want to lose her big spot though. And if she had let that come out, then are all the big celebrities going to let her do their interviews?
Yeah, if I was someone in Hollywood now, I'd be very, very worried at this point, because I mean, a lot of things is coming out right now. I mean, a major timeline about this.
Back to Corey Feldman. I read an article where he's working on a plan to bring his Hollywood abusers to justice, but he won't name names to protect his family, like you were saying, Lil.
Yeah.
So yesterday,
Good.
he tweeted that he will not be going on a talk show to disclose names of his abusers, but he said he's working on a plan that might shed some light on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully whatever it is he's working on, you know, maybe he'll get some actual justice without risking his family's safety.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Take him to court.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't go on a talk show.
Mm-mm. And Harvey Weinstein, he's acting up in rehab.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's being belligerent. Yeah, he's being belligerent. He's coming to meetings late. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, he volunteered.
He's leaving him early to talk on his cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
He's falling asleep in sessions, or he's talking on his phone.
He's obviously not serious about rehabbing.
He's not.
Now they're trying to drag his brother into this. The person came out saying that she was assaulted by his brother.
Right, Bob Weinstein.
Huge, especially with the Weinstein Company, and they're trying to sell off the assets now. No, I don't believe they will. I really don't. I don't believe they're going to sell.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing, but I mean, he's fired.
I have a question.
But,
what happened? Who was the guy? And I know his name, and it won't come to me right now. The guy that was the producer for all the boy bands.
Oh.
Didn't he finally get sent to prison?
I have no clue. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember the dude's name.
Lou Pearlman. Was that it?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, he was the 1990s boy bands such as Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. And in 2006, he was accused of running one of the longest running Ponzi schemes in history, leaving more than $300 million in debt. After being apprehended, he pleaded guilty to conspiracy, money laundering, and making false statements about bankruptcy. So that's what he was arrested for. Well, he died in federal custody in 2016.
Yeah, I think
That's who it was.
But the story was that he molested a lot of boys too.
And
it wasn't surprising.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, there was some chatter going on about that.
Yeah, at the time, but he didn't get arrested, indicted, whatever for that. But at least got him for something.
Right.
They got him for the fraud and
the fraud
Ponzi schemes.
Right. Money laundering.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy. Conspiracy.
It was drugs and partying with little boys.
Oh yeah.
Young teenage boys. Even go ahead.
Have you guys seen Stranger Things?
No.
It's a show on Netflix, really great. I recommend it. I saw the first season of it. But the kid actor, Finn Wolfhard, has reportedly exited Hollywood talent agency, the Agency for Performing Arts, APA, after the firm's top representative for young stars was accused of sexually assaulting 2 young men.
Oh.
Yeah. And that happened at 4:40.
I have Netflix.
He's a Canadian actor and voice actor.
Yeah. He started the new It movie that came out.
Oh, so he was arrested or accused?
I don't think he was. I think Finn, he was the kid actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he fired the agency because the agency firm representative was accused of sexually assaulting 2 young men, so he fired them.
Oh, okay, okay.
He was accusing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another actress came out saying that Harvey Weinstein unzipped his pants and pulled out his penis and forced himself on her, Heather Kerr. She with her lawyer, Gloria Allred. Good old Gloria.
Oh boy.
I can't stand
Would
her.
her lawyer be? Jesus.
Oh man. I don't like her at all. I don't even like her daughter, Lisa.
I don't know.
When we first covered the Harvey Weinstein, that surprised the hell out of me when Lisa Bloom, Gloria Allred's daughter, presented in Harvey Weinstein. That was a twist I was never expected.
Yeah. And who's that actress that I don't know, I'm having a senior moment. But yeah, Lisa Bloom was actually, defending Weinstein, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was, and then a few days after that, she dropped him like a hot potato.
Yeah, she tells her colleagues she's made a colossal mistake in deciding to represent Weinstein.
Well, you know what Hillary said? Did y'all? Cannot remember who it was interviewing Hillary, but it's been recently anyway. And they said basically how can you're because it was after Hillary decided after a week to condemn Weinstein.
Oh, absolutely. With this, with the shooting in Vegas, she's out the next day wanting to grab our guns.
On Twitter. Yeah, on Twitter.
But then it takes her 5 days to come out. And condemn Harvey. Yeah. And then that was at the very least milquetoast.
And don't forget Obama. It took Obama even longer to condemn him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the interview, like I say, I can't remember who was interviewing her at the time, and it had to been liberal because she doesn't do interviews with conservatives. Anyway, the person happened to ask, or did ask, what is the difference in you condemning Weinstein and what your husband was accused of? What, and she said, oh, well, the things with Bill, that was all litigated in court, and it's all in the past now.
Oh, yeah. A lie.
Went right on like nothing.
Yeah. And then she had the audacity to compare Trump with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Which is mind blowing at its core right there, because Trump, Trump's accusers have been proven false. I mean, you have Summer Zaroff, who wanted Trump to go to her restaurant, but he said no. And then she decided, I got to get Lisa Bloom and start crying and start making up my story.
I'm sure Trump said nasty things about women.
But here's the thing. People always refer to that tape. People always refer to the grab her by the pussy tape. If you listen to the tape,
in America have made a comment or 100 during their life about a woman.
But they always refer to the grab her by the pussy tape
Right.
but they don't. They always they always leave that part out where he says they let you, meaning consensual.
Exactly.
It's consensual if they let you do it. They
And
always seem to leave that part out.
Yeah, they do. They leave that part out. And anyway, that was a conversation that took place 11 years ago. Let it go.
No.
It was a conversation. So what?
I cannot say, but I will bet y'all $100 right now. If Trump has had sex in the Oval Office, it's with his wife.
I mean, absolutely. She's beautiful.
Yeah. We finally got a good-looking first lady. It's been a while.
Right?
She has so much class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard about the conspiracy, Anya, about her using a body double?
No.
No.
So I forgot, maybe it was Newsmax that came out with this conspiracy theory that says Melania Trump may be having a body double. You know, it could be possible because they do have body doubles. There has been political figures that well-known political body. Trump would be one of them.
Wonder, could you find someone?
Maybe for safety purposes.
Yeah.
Twitter. Oh, here I found something on us. It says Twitter seems convinced Melania Trump uses a stand-in body double.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melania Trump sported her signature black frames at husband Donald Trump's press conference about hurricane relief. This must have been a while back.
Oh.
Twitter broke out with a conspiracy theory that some people seemingly are convinced that the First Lady had a body double stand-in for her.
Oh, no. She may have.
I mean, I mean, it could be possible.
For some occasions or whatever, it could be possible. But she has always been and gone with him before he was president to places and events and whatnot. And with photography now, you can zoom in 200, 300 yards away, you know, where you can't see the person. All you can see a speck with your eye and zoom in with the camera, and there they are in front of you, clear as day. It would be hard.
I mean, it could be possible.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I think in fact, I think it might be safe.
Oh, you're talking about that Newsweek article, Shane?
Yeah, the Newsweek article.
Okay.
I don't think I saw that one.
Who's hiding behind Melania Trump's signature sunglasses? Conspiracy theorists are claiming it's not the First Lady, but a body double. That looks like Melania to me.
Yeah. And then you see the photo with her, and it looks like she's got a bigger nose or something. But I think that's just the sun reflecting off of her glasses.
Not only that, I think it's the sunglasses itself.
Melania.
And then you have a quote right here that says, "My wife Melania, who happens to be right here." He's saying,
"Who happens to be right here?" Seriously, watch very closely, he says.
Melania. Oh, I have a topic. Speaking of Melania and did you all see? I saw today where, I don't know if it's true or not, it was posted on Facebook that Michelle Obama had 24 assistants or something that made $2 million something a year total, and Melania had 4 that made
I see right
400 and something dollars
it's
total.
actually true. She posted it. They said that first year in office, 16 people were listed working for Michelle Obama, $4 million a year. This year, working for Melania as of June, for a total of $486,700.
Paid for by who?
Melania is half. And they complain about Trump using taxpayer money to go to freaking golf courses and play golf.
Right, because because these were taxpayer funded assistants.
Michelle was paying out over $1 million a year for all her assistants, and Melania has 4 for 400,000, less than $500,000. And 4 is a good amount. I mean, if you're the first lady, think about it. You know, I can dress myself and brush my teeth and comb my hair and get in the car and go out, but I'm not the first lady.
Right.
You know, she needs people to keep up with her diary, not her diary, but her date book, what she's got to do, when she's got to be there, what she needs to pack, you know.
Well, Trump's White House staff anyway it's much smaller than Obama's, and right there it's saving the taxpayers millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he's not taking a salary.
Exactly. He donates it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
Obama never did that.
Obama never did anything but kowtow to the Muslims.
True, Lil.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So NFL news. Ratings keep crashing.
Oh my God. Who would have thought?
And it's just not the national audience as well. It's local ratings plummeting. According to an article in Breitbart. Local, yeah. Let me read the article real quick. You know the story about the NFL's national television audience and how the league is quickly losing the favorite nation status they once held among cable and network broadcasters. Less known, though no less disastrous to the league, is that the NFL has lost local support as well. According to Albert Breer of the Monday Morning Quarterback, 25 out of 31 NFL teams have seen a downturn in their local ratings. As Pro Football Talk notes, the Chargers aren't included in that number because they're playing in Newmarket this year. The Chargers are struggling with their local fan base as well. Breer breaks down the numbers in his article to show just how bad the local numbers have become for some teams. 19 have dropped 5% or more, including brand name teams like Cowboys with a 7% drop, Patriots with an 8%. And both New York clubs, the Giants, are down 7%, and the Jets are down 37%. Conservatively, only 3 teams, Chiefs, Bukes, and Bucks, Lions, have improved by more than 5%. The most troubling aspect of all this for the NFL is that they're losing local viewership for teams that have no business losing local viewership. The Steelers, Patriots, and Cowboys are among the most popular and successful brand names in that sport. Franchises lose viewership bill in front of the NFL office. Well, earlier this week, the NFL, with Roger Goodell, he walked back on it and said that the players should stand for the national anthem, but they're not going to be required to stand for the national anthem. And the networks has just basically said, the networks get it. We're not going to air the national anthem at all. which is just which you know is going to lose even more people.
Yeah.
I mean, what a time to be alive. Hollywood is flailing. You have NFL, they're crashing and burning.
Globalism, that's crashing.
Stock market. Globalism is up. The stock market has increased to 24,000. I think the Dow is up 24,000. The highest it's ever been in years.
The Dow is super. The stock market is better than ever. Mm-hmm. And there's more new jobs than there's been in 12 or 15 years. That damn Trump, he ain't worth a shit.
I know, right?
My God, who does he think he is, trying to get Americans back on their feet?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Right? My God.
How dare he destroy Obamacare piece by piece?
Damn it.
Lower taxes.
Dismantle globalism. How dare he?
Exactly.
Great.
And more ratings news, Megyn Kelly is still floundering in the ratings. Has anyone seen the new Megyn Kelly show?
No, I don't watch it.
No, I loved her back in the day, but I do not watch CBS, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, or CNN. So if she's on any of them, I'm sorry, Megan. I used to like you, but you went the wrong way. Now, Bill Hemmer, he went the right way. He was at CNN for a while. Came to Fox. Way to go, Bill. Saw the light. Is Bill Hemmer still at Fox?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
Which one was he?
Good. I've not had satellite for the whole summer. And I am about to go bonkers missing my Fox News, except what I get on Facebook or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I keep getting CNN updates on my phone, and I can't figure out how to get them the hell off of there. I don't want to hear it.
Trash your phone.
I don't want to hear it.
Just trash your phone.
I may have to. It's probably connected to Google and all the other crap.
You want to hear something funny in the news?
Go right ahead.
Give it.
The millennials, they love Bernie's tax plan until they're told it's Trump's. Yeah.
Saw that.
Did you see that? That was funny.
I didn't see it.
The video about Trump, we hate him. And then they did Trump's tax plan and said, "Oh, this is Bernie's tax plan. How do you feel?" "Oh, yeah, this is great." And then at the end of the video, they said, "Oh, this is Trump's tax plan."
Yeah.
I mean, the millennials.
Before who said this? And oh, it's Trump. It had to have been Trump. Yeah. No, Hillary said it in 1980.
Yeah, I saw that video too.
I love those.
I saw that too.
And there's
Jesse, Mark Dice, he done some of those. It was great.
Yes, I've got him on my Facebook now. He has good ones. I love those. And my God, the college students that know nothing. My 14-year-old son knows more about America and history and the Constitution and Congress and Republicans and Democrats than these kids in college.
Yeah. This is one big nation of communism and socialism and whateverism you want to throw out there. They don't teach, or
I don't want my
they brainwash students.
I want him to go to community college and get a 2-year degree in something and then move on. But he already has a strong sense of who he is. And if he ends up at a 4-year college, I want him to be strong enough in our family's convictions to stand up. And I tell him all the time, this is how we feel. You figure out how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to feel this way just because me and Daddy do. But in general, he does. And we try to raise him that way. Christian. Hard work. You know, take care of yourself. Do for others. But I'll tell you what, I have got, just quickly, I have got a little cousin. And she's in about her 3rd year of regular college now. And she's about 5 foot tall and pretty as a picture, tiny little thing. And she will tell you what. And she is Christian, conservative, and she's going to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, in 15, 20 more years, this little girl could be president. But she don't take no junk. She don't take no junk. She knows what's right, what's good, and she will stand up for it.
Oh, that's
great.
great.
Her fiance's going to be a doctor, so that's good for us. So when we get old, we'll have a free doctor and lawyer.
Just don't go to this Gloria Allred Law School.
Yeah, right.
Oh no. Oh, she's got more. She's got more sense than that. This girl's smart, and she don't hold back. All right, next topic.
Oh, that's great. Great to hear. Yeah, college now is just a indoctrination camp. They're just brainwashing these students. There's something needs to be done with all these communist teachers and all this indoctrination. I mean, they need to pull fundings out of these colleges that brainwash the schools. They need to pull fundings out of UC Berkeley. They need to pull funding out of whatever liberal college there is until they can control this. I mean, the administration, they don't do anything about it. They just let them run wild.
Well, the Democrats have been secretly, slowly pushing this for 50 years.
This is all part of globalization.
That's right.
Yeah.
They have been secretly pushing it for 50 years or more.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
slowly, now it's starting to show. And if the rest of us don't stand up and fight hard,
We are entering a new American Revolution right now.
vote hard.
This new revolution is going to either make us or break us. And hopefully it'll make us. Hopefully we can push back against globalism and push back against people that wants to control us and try to enslave us. Hopefully we can do that. It's going to be a long battle ahead of us.
I know, and I'm just so tired even thinking about it. But
So
we got to do
it. Is Trump, Common Core's gone, isn't it? Did he get rid of Common Core? And
I don't think so. I don't think Common Core is. I haven't heard anything about Common Core yet.
Didn't he put it back to the local level?
I haven't heard.
I think so.
That's more of a Betsy DeVos
Yeah.
situation right
You know,
there.
I have a son in 8th grade. Now we live in a very small town, and I think there's 500 or 600 kids in the entire elementary. This is where I graduated from high school, but they consolidated the high schools, and but there's still an elementary here. My son's in 8th grade in elementary, and as I'm not certain, but I think it has been Common Core has been undone.
All right.
Point given.
I'm on Wikipedia about Common Core, and this paragraph here says President Donald Trump plans to abolish the standards and allow local communities to control those standards, which will be done with the School Choice and Education Opportunity Act.
Yeah.
Core is not under federal control, and the details of the School Choice and Education Opportunity Act have not yet been released. So it's not clear how that act can end Common Core.
But he wants to give it back to the states.
Yeah, he wants to do it local.
It's not. I don't think it's under federal though, like you said, like that article said. He would have to figure out a way to lobby the states to ditch those Common Core standards. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only way it can be done.
Yeah.
I do know that.
So it's probably going to take a while, because if it's not under federal control, then he can't issue an executive order or anything like that to abolish it.
I do know that a great many teachers here don't like it, never liked it, and
yeah, I guess he just doesn't have the power to do it. They're outside the power of the executive
at the moment. I think it should be given to the states. I think, well, for one thing, Common Core should be ousted, but then I think let the states, as long as there is, I think there should be a federal standard to a certain extent, but let each state figure out how best for them.
He could strip states of federal funding if they don't dump Common Core. He could do that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a process.
I hate
it's going to be. I don't think he's going to get into Common Core until the second term.
Yeah.
He's got tax reform and he's got Obamacare, and that's going to take up a term right there.
It's the most. It's just horrible.
I know he wants to do it, though. I mean, he campaigned on that. He wants to do it.
And well, I know that in the very beginning of No Child Left Behind was done for good reason. It was they were hopeful that it was going to catch children up, and it ended up that instead of the children that weren't quite up to snuff getting caught up to the others, it ended up being hold the others back.
Yeah.
Down to the kids who weren't quite up to snuff. And that's not right. You need to let each kid go and do all they can do. And the kids that aren't quite up to snuff, work with them, do extra, do whatever.
Have tutoring or whatever.
Get them up.
Well, yeah. When my son was in elementary school, I would volunteer my time and go in for about an hour and work with a child, and we do reading stuff and just different exercises. So, yeah, that was under the One Child Left Behind thing, and that was part of it. So, yeah, I volunteered for that, and Because these are kids that needed extra help in reading and.
It was and with No Child Left Behind, I think came in with Bush, and it was a good, wonderful idea and a great thing, but it got turned into, instead of let's help bring these children up, let's hold these kids back down to where they're all together.
Yeah, I see that a lot with, I actually work at a community college as the IT guy, and I see that a lot with people coming in right out of high school, still not know how to do math, still not know how to do English. Some of them hardly can, even on a computer or anything like that. And it starts with the schools. We gotta press the reset button on the schools and hold that down for a couple of minutes, and then push it back off and do a hard reset on the schools, because the schools, I mean, you have teachers out there that, some of them are great. Some teachers are great. I had great teachers. I had bad teachers, and the ones that are bad, they don't want to be there. And I'm like, why did you become a teacher if you don't want to teach students?
Exactly. Like my son said the other day, I didn't understand. I got a 0 because I didn't understand. And I said, well, why didn't you ask the teacher? And he said, because 2 or 3 days ago, David didn't understand. He went and asked the teacher, and the teacher said, well, you should have been paying attention, shouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I had teachers like that too.
And left it at that.
That's not right.
So of course, after seeing that, my James don't want to go ask the teacher and tell him he didn't understand, because he's afraid he's gonna get the same answer as David.
Yeah,
and that's not right.
Yeah, I had that issue too. I mean, don't get me started on the teachers unions. The teachers unions are horrible. They need to be abolished completely.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to start with, is the teachers unions. Get rid of the teachers unions, and I think as soon as you get rid of the teachers unions, you probably see major change.
I don't
know
that our teachers down here are, if they're in a teachers union, it's not like, and I don't know that they're in a union at all, but it's not like the teachers unions up north in the big cities. Because we're in eastern North Carolina, all small towns, that kind of thing. And most of our teachers are great and good and want to teach and want to help.
Yeah.
But Common Core needs to go to heck on, and I think they're trying too hard to prepare them for college.
I got zero preparation for college. Zero prep. I mean, as soon as you start high school, those 4 years of high school should be prepping you for college. Those 4 years should be prepping you for college. But it doesn't. It doesn't. Well, my high school didn't do that.
That's what the teachers say they're doing in high school. But
I don't see it.
The way I look at it is, if you decide to be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief, a sailor, whatever, when you go, you remember that old. But anyway,
the village people. If you want to be the village people,
get broke to it. Anyway, it was a little rhyme, who you were gonna marry or something. But anyway, whatever you're going to be, or what you want to be, when you go to college, you got to take math and English and so and science and blah blah related to that over again anyway.
Mhm.
As long as my son passes and gets through, that's good enough for me. And when he decides what he's going to do, he can go to technical school, catch up quickly on what he's lacking, and move on from there.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to rant.
That's all right. So, so this one right here, this news story that came out, it's kind of near and dear to my heart. So Playboy has announced they're going to feature their first transgender model. That's going to backfire because most men don't want to see that, and I'm one of them. I am one of them.
Right.
This right here will probably have Hugh Hefner rolling in his grave.
Exactly.
Is that too soon? But this right here is just a political attempt, and I think this right here is going to backfire. I do believe that they're going to lose major subscriptions because of that.
I'm going to have to agree with you. That's exactly what I thought when I heard about this. Actually, there's an article that came out today in Breitbart, I think, or yesterday. Yeah. And I said, oh my God, no way in hell.
The first edition after his death.
Yeah. And his son is super liberal. So you probably reason why we understand why he's doing that. His son, I think he owns the Playboy company now since he passed away, Hugh Hefner.
I thought his daughter was running the magazine.
I don't know.
Or maybe she was running the Playboy Club in Chicago. I don't even know if that's still open.
I didn't even know he had a daughter.
Nation of both.
Yeah, he does.
I know he had a son, but I didn't know he had a daughter.
He does have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
To
forgot.
tell the truth,
Jenna Jameson came out and said that, saying that it's going to turn people off. It's going to alienate the customer base, and I completely agree with that. It's going to completely alienate it. I mean, that's like trying to have Bruce Jenner be centerfold for Playboy. It's going to turn people off completely.
Yeah. Hugh Hefner's daughter's name is Christy Hefner. She's 64 now. She was born in 1952.
Damn.
And she lives in Chicago.
But I was going to say, both of those children, Hugh Hefner was very liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And she is, Playboy Enterprises here it says. Yeah, I knew he had a daughter.
Kids are liberal too, probably.
But that's definitely going to backfire. There's no way in hell that any real man who loves women and is going to want to look at that. They're going to boycott.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I agree. Well, it's their bed. Let them lay.
Playboy is a male dominant magazine. I mean that's how Hugh had created it. Like in the '60s, he did it for the men.
That's right.
And don't believe the lie about the men only read it for the articles. All right, they don't. They read it for the articles. Come on.
Well, and Hugh Hefner's daughter, she did step down as the Playboy CEO in 2008. So if it's so you said his son was liberal, so that's why you think that.
Yeah, I think that's why. Then plus they're trying to cater to an audience, and then I think it's going to backfire. Because I believe that Playboy, most men are probably conservative.
Yes.
Just a speculation. Just a speculation.
Yeah.
Playboy is more of a conservative style, or more of a conservative dominant of the audience of male. I don't.
Yeah, not all, but yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But speaking of Hugh Hefner, the wannabe Hugh Hefner, I guess you can call it, the second in command, Larry Flint came out and said he's going to offer a $10 million bounty for anybody that has dirt on Donald Trump.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, oh my gosh, you hustler.
Is he hustler? Is he...
I guess he didn't die.
He is something. Yeah, well, good luck, Larry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
10 million?
Oh my God. Yeah, $10 million for any dirt on President Trump. I think he also did that in the past with Bill Clinton.
I think it sounds familiar.
Did he? I mean, Bill Clinton's a Democrat. Did he?
I know. I think he did. Wait a minute. Let me see.
Okay.
Hey, what if somebody talked to Trump and made a deal and walked out in the yard somewhere and you picked up a hand of dirt and voted on Trump and and then you could get the $10 million and give it to charity.
Huh?
Yeah, hey, that'd be good.
I mean, Trump might go for that. For charity. Give it to, the vets or homeless kids or St. Jude, I'll bet Trump would do that.
Yeah.
He didn't say what kind of dirt, did he?
No.
No. He didn't say. He didn't say. He just said $10 million for any type of dirt on Trump.
Well, here's some White
But
House.
I think I read or heard somewhere that he also did that for Bill Clinton.
Let me see.
Claire, I thought he died.
Who? Larry Flint?
Yeah.
No, he actually got shot.
Maybe.
I think he got shot. Someone tried to kill him. I think he got shot. He's like paralyzed.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad he didn't die. I mean, I don't think much of him, but as I said, I don't wish ill on anybody.
Yeah, I don't think Larry was trying to find dirt on Bill Clinton because he endorsed Hillary Clinton for president.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Bush?
Okay, here we go. The Hill. All right, I found it.
Okay. Well, don't leave us in suspense.
I'm looking. I'm skimming the article real quick.
Okay.
Flint also made a similar offer in the past, offering up to $1 million, offering $1 million in 1998 during former President Bill Clinton's impeachment trial, and again in 2007 when he offered to pay documented evidence of illicit sexual litigated with a prominent member of office. So yeah.
Oh.
$1 million for Bill Clinton's impeachment.
Okay. Here's another article from March 2012. Larry Flint will pay $1 million for a Washington sex scandal. Now he doesn't even care. Looking for a corrupt congressman. Any dirt. Boy, he is something, isn't he?
He's He's trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, these people are insane.
Well, he lives in California, so that explains it right there.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Hines, trying to keep global warming afloat.
Yeah. Al Gore. So
Al Gore.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Hines.
good old Al Gore, who preaches to us about climate change and flies in a 747 throughout the world.
Yeah.
Oh, hypocritical, you think?
Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people are. But new post saying Anthony Weiner's laptop contained thousands of official documents sent by human Aberdeen. This is according to Dennis Michael Lynch. Approximately 2,800 government-related emails from Hillary Clinton aide Human Aberdeen were discovered by State Department investigators on former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop. According to a new report from Judicial Watch, Weiner and Aberdeen were married at the time. In September, he was sentenced to 21 months in prison for exchanging sexually explicit images with a 15-year-old girl. In addition to the series of texting scandals, Weiner's laptop took center stage during the presidential race when new, previously unreported emails regarding his wife's job with Clinton were discovered on his computer. Judicial Watch's President Tom Fitton commented that documents on Weiner's laptop could contain classified and other sensitive materials if past experience with Aberdeen's emails is any indication. So maybe out of those 2,800, there might be some of Hillary's emails on there.
I saw that this week.
So
in the past few days, that there were a lot of emails from Hillary's hidden.
Yeah, her aide, Human Aberdeen.
No, yeah, but her the crap that was hidden that wasn't on her official government email. Yeah.
The server?
Yeah.
The server, did I wipe it with a cloth?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hillary, don't quit your day job to try to become a comedian.
Oh, we talked about this last week. She's apparently going to teach at Columbia University.
Oh no.
I don't think they can afford her.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I just wonder.
They probably can't afford her.
Bill and Hillary Clinton are both over 70.
As much as trash Bill has done, at least he knows how to keep his damn mouth shut. Hillary just goes on and on and on and on. And it's like, gosh.
Go away.
Just go away. Make him go away.
And you know that at home.
And she's not helping her case either by still going out in public.
Shut up.
We do have some Hillary Clinton news, unfortunately. She fell and broke her toe during her book tour in London.
Oh, no.
So according to this story, she was holding a cup of coffee. She was running down the steps, and she tripped and fell. That's the Hillary story. My story is that she probably did another 9/11 complete collapse.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's what I think happened. She just collapsed and she broke her foot.
Well,
her toe.
You know, in the British Isles, there are so many. We have a lot of old historic buildings here, but in the British Isles, they have a heck of a lot more, and stones and bricks and steps are uneven. She could have, but I think she's got a brain problem.
I think she butches her head. She
really, it's been talked about.
Yeah, I think she does too. I think she's got a brain aneurysm or something, a brain tumor.
So-called concussion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She has not been the same.
Mm-hmm.
She's been just as evil and weird and whatever.
Well, wasn't it like a few years ago she went surgery on her head because they found a whole bunch of clots in her head.
I'm not
I don't
sure
know.
about
I
that.
didn't hear that.
But she's fell out a number of times, collapsed and this and that. And there's been a lot of talk about whether she is seriously sick and they're hiding it.
Yes.
Remember
New York Times. Back in 2013, Clinton out of the hospital after treatment of clot. Clinton, while globetrotting tour as Secretary of State, was halted last month, which was this was posted on January 2nd of 2013, so it would have been in 2012 of December. She was discharged from New York Hospital on Wednesday evening after several days of treatment for a blood clot in the vein of her head.
Well, that explains it.
Did they get it released? Did they,
The clot was potentially serious, blocking a vein that drains blood from the brain. Untreated, such blockage can lead to a brain hemorrhage or stroke. Treatment consists of mainly blood thinners to keep the clot from enlarging and to prevent more clots from forming, and plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration, which is a major risk factor for blood clots. So yeah, she had a blood clot in her head way back when. And then she also had a blood clot in the past, back in 1998, in her leg.
She's not healthy.
And then she had a concussion too.
Right.
They said that the fall. They said that one major risk to people who take blood thinners is that the drugs increases bleeding. So blows to the head from falls or other accidents, like the fall that caused Mrs. Clinton's concussion, to become more even dangerous and more likely to cause a brain hemorrhage. Even so, the medication should not be interfered with Mrs. Clinton's career. And then there was so many mainstream media people saying, "Oh, she's not sick. She's not sick. She's not taking any medication." Back here in 2013,
right?
It seems like she was taking medication for her brain hemorrhage or brain clot that she had. So, and it's going to carry on throughout the years.
Yeah, especially if she's on blood thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was going to say, she and Bill are both over 70. How much money do you need?
Oh, she came out of the White House broke.
Money
couldn't afford anything.
They can. They've got enough money to live 30 more years high on the hog. And ain't any one of them gonna live that long.
No.
They're still grubbing money.
Now, this has nothing to do with money as much as it does with power.
Power.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You're right. Power.
Mm-hmm.
They've both. And I think that's how they got together, and that's why they've stayed together. You're right, Sharon. Power.
Yeah, they're very narcissistic.
And with Obama too,
right,
to rule the world.
Yeah.
Egotistical. Yeah, I mean, had Hillary won, she would have gone along and advanced that globalist agenda.
Yeah.
So we're lucky.
And then there'd be all these wars with Syria, wars with Russia, war with North Korea, war with Iran. I mean, there'd be blowing to smithereens of war throughout the freaking West right there.
Mm-hmm.
up north, and man, and then the globalist agenda. Oh my gosh! And then our guns should be taking our guns away.
I'm sorry, but you're not taking.
This is, yeah, I think that's pretty much it in the whatever happened this past week. Not a lot has happened. There's a few hits and pieces there. I think the main issues is the whole Russia thing, about that and the Uranium One deal. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes from there. It's going to be interesting to see the whole Human Aberdeen, Anthony Weiner, Davey Washington Schultz, and A1 Brothers emails and laptops and all that scandal.
What a group of
Bob Menendez still on trial. The judge refused for him to cut the sentence short, I think, or something like that. Bob Menendez, one of the corruption charges dropped, and the judge wouldn't do it. So he's still on trial. But I think that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any local news they want to share with us?
No, I live in a really small town, so there's not much going on around here.
Oh, yeah. I got two pieces.
And if it was, you want to hear it because you wouldn't know any of the people involved. So,
well, I live in a small town.
What do you got?
This is the big story. You've probably seen. I posted this. Our mayor got arrested for DUI.
Oh no!
So this is the story, and I'll give you the update. Yeah. So I'll give you the story. A local mayor has been arrested and charged with driving under the influence, according to the deputies with the Mercer County Sheriff's Department. The charges were filed after Princeton Mayor Dewey Russell were involved in a single car accident. The crash happened just after 9 p.m. along Center Street in Princeton on Friday, October the 13th. That was last Friday. Princeton Rescue Squad responded to the scene, but there were no injuries reported. Russell was arraigned by Magistrate Sandra Dorsey and released on a $5,000 bond. The incident remains under investigation by the Mercer County Sheriff's Department. So what happened, he got arrested for DUI and he hit a parked car.
Uh-oh.
So here's the update to that story. And this was updated the 18th this past week. Mayor Dewey Russell has resigned from his position just 5 days after he was arrested for driving under the influence. According to a press release, Dewey resigned in light of recent developments Tuesday night. Russell was elected as the at-large member of City Council in 2015 and will still hold that position, which they should boot him off the council as well. Princeton City Council will meet on October 26, 2017 at 6:30 p.m. to vote on an interim mayor who will fill the mayor seat until July of 2018. So that's the big story that happened this past week or last week into this week.
I did see that. I think because I have cousins in Virginia.
Oh, cool. That's right. Yeah, I mean,
they're on the East Coast. Where are you?
I'm in Princeton, West Virginia, way down south of West Virginia, next to the Virginia border, basically.
Oh, okay.
I'm like only 10 miles away from it.
Virginia, but down near the border. Okay, my cousins are East Coast Virginia, and I'm East Coast North Carolina. Where are you, Sharon?
Wisconsin, central Wisconsin.
Oh,
cool deal. Yeah, I'm about an hour south Green Bay, where the Packers play. And well, okay, that's a little bit of local news. You probably heard about it though. That Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So he's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. And Colin Kaepernick better not come looking for a job.
I don't think he's going to get hired anytime soon because he filed a grievance with the NFL. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah,
but it seemed. I think Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's a Trump fan. I think he came out against Trump.
Yeah.
And there's all these theories on Twitter about the Trump curse, where like someone speaks bad of Trump and then something bad happens to them.
Is that a liberal wives' tale?
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those, but
search, go on Twitter and search the Trump curse, and I'm sure there's going to be tons of stuff that says, "Oh, this happened because of the Trump curse."
Well, I do know that the liberals, well, a few, so to speak, upstanding or congressional or state representative type, whatever, liberals said that Texas and the places where the hurricanes hit bad said, well, they deserved it because they voted for Trump.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
How horrible, horrible can you be?
Those people are horrible. Those people are just absolutely horrible.
So
I mean, you got people on Twitter calling for the assassination of Trump, calling for the people getting killed because they're Trump supporters. I mean, they're just a horrible group of people.
Yeah.
Yes. And
they're mean, they're violent.
That is the going down of America.
Yeah.
They put God out of church, school, government, community, college. Maybe not church, but there's still even some churches are gearing back. And when you put God out, and then a hurricane or an earthquake comes, and they say, "Where was God? Why would God let this happen?"
Yeah, I mean,
I'll tell you,
you got all
God,
these,
God is out. You put him out. He's out of school. He's out of government. He's out of colleges. The 10 Commandments have been taken down everywhere. You put God out, and what do you get? And then they'll harp on it. Oh, well, you voted for Trump. You deserved a hurricane. These places have been getting hurricanes for 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
What'd you forget, Shane?
So, the whole Las Vegas shooting, the security guard actually appeared on Ellen this past week for some odd reason. He wouldn't go on any other show but Ellen. And there's rumors going around is because Ellen owns a stock share because there's her image on some of the casino machines that they have. That was the whole. I don't know if you two saw it. The whole interview with Ellen.
I didn't see it, but I read about it.
I read it too. I read some of the. I saw some of the clips shown on with David Knight on InfoWars, and
I like Ellen, but not politically.
Shane, what do you think happened to that security guard? You think that when he had disappeared all of that time, that they were taking him in and beating on him and giving him, telling him what he should say, and he was he was only allowed to go on that one interview.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
I think they colluded. I think they colluded together and tried to get this story straight.
What did you say on
they first, when the story came out, they said that he was the first one that got shot, or he was the last one that got shot, and now they said he was the first one that got shot. The story has not been straight ever since. It's been what, 2-3 weeks now, and they still haven't got this story straight. And then he randomly appears on Ellen after canceling a whole bunch of other shows like Kennedy and CNN and MSNBC. He randomly pops up on Ellen to give his statement, and he said that this is the one and only interview that I'm going to do, and you're never going to hear or see of me again. It's kind of suspicious. It's been suspicious from the start.
If I was going to do one interview, it wouldn't be on Ellen.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Ellen either.
But there's a reason.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's all entangled in,
mm-hmm.
MGM, chosen by MGM, I believe, to give that interview. And I believe that the FBI took both of those kids
Mm-hmm.
Away and pounded their story into them both.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, stick to that or else. And that's what I think.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it too. Because, I mean, there's been so much mismanagement with this whole investigation, so much misinformation, so much changing of the stories. I mean, there's been reports I've saw on Facebook and InfoWars actually reported on it about some people actually, the FBI is telling them to give us our phones so we can review any footage, any photos that you have. And then as soon as the person gets their phone back, it's been wiped clean from the get-go. I mean, all the photos are gone, all the videos are gone. I mean, this is fishy stuff right here.
It was definitely orchestrated. It was an attack that was orchestrated by the FBI, and I think the reason for the CIA, FBI, the reason for it was to grab our guns. Mm-hmm. And at the expense of people dying.
Yeah.
Because, you know, think about it. Vegas is the most surveilled place in the planet. And for them not to have any video footage at all of this man, this 64-year-old man bringing up all these guns and ammos to his room all by himself. I mean, come on. And how come, you know, there have been too many reports out there from citizens that I've seen all over the place, and Shane, I'm sure you have, of people giving their stories about multiple shooters and shooters at the Bellagio, at the Tropicana, at Excalibur, Planet Hollywood, you know, so it was not just one shooter.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. I mean, some of the FBI, they came out and they said, oh, there might have been a second shooter. There wasn't a second shooter. I mean, they don't know what story to give us, and which is kind of suspicious right there within itself.
And I mean, as far as they're concerned,
we have as soon as it happened, we had Daily Mail come out and said ISIS took control of it. They said that we did it. ISIS said they claimed they did. They had an influence with it, and then the whole thing dropped. The whole ISIS narrative dropped now. I haven't heard any word from that.
Well, I mean, that they're not giving any more interviews. The last press conference that Las Vegas and FBI gave was last Friday, a week ago, and they said they're not going to be giving any more. So they're done with it.
Yeah. And then to bring your point back up about the hotel, it's a hotel. There has to be at least hundreds and hundreds of guests up on that floor. They could have seen something. Witnesses. I mean, there had to been a whole bunch of witnesses seeing something going on, seeing something suspicious.
Exactly. Well, the people that have come forward, you know, they've talked to, you know, alt-right stations like Jason Goodman. They talked to Laura Loomer, and they've put their videos out there. And that one woman that survived, she ended up 5 days later being found dead in her bed because she put out a huge story on Facebook. I don't know if you read it, but I did read it. But that Facebook message that she put on her page has been scrubbed. And it was a very detailed account of what she went through. And she was in the process of getting a group of people together, of survivors who were there, so they could all get together and tell their stories. And then 5 days later, she's found dead in her bed. Her husband had gone to work at 4:30 in the morning. And then when her mother came over to babysit at like 8:30 in the morning, she was dead. And she was a healthy woman, 28 years old.
Hasn't there been more than one?
Yeah, I think there has been more than one that died.
Death?
Yes.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Like in their home?
They found a guy who committed suicide and shot his handicapped daughter. And this was a day after the FBI went and interviewed him. it was a suicide. They suicided murdered. I'm going to say, because I'm sure it wasn't him. And that was a charger that they had found in the hotel room. And I don't know how they traced a phone charger back to this guy. How do you trace a phone charger back to somebody? I don't know, but that's what I was reading. And so after the FBI went and interviewed this guy the very next day, their narrative was that he had killed himself and shot his daughter. That's not fishy, is it?
And I'm having a hard time digesting that, because it always seems like if there's something happened to these people, it always ends up being a suicide or something like that. It's always a suicide.
This is way fishier than our normal terrorist attacks.
And then the valet that Laura Loomer interviewed, who's thanks to Laura Loomer, when she was at the press conference, she told them that the valet that she spoke to confirmed that he had checked in on the 25th of September and not the 28th. And then they changed the timeline. And then there was a Hawaiian newspaper that interviewed the same valet who gave them the same story. Well, he's gone missing. And that Hawaiian newspaper has since scrubbed that interview from their paper.
Yeah. And I'm wondering what happened to that woman, because there was this woman that was interviewed, and they said this crazy woman came and said that you're all going to die. Came out to the concert and said, what happened to that? That disappeared too.
Mexican or something.
Yeah, a Mexican woman, I think, and also a guy too, I think, was with her. And
they were escorted out.
Like doing something, escorted out.
And where is she?
So,
the whole thing just reeks.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But they're done with it. Their narrative is it was one shooter. It was a white guy. He was shooting at, obviously, they were Trump supporters because they're at a country music festival. Now the very next day, let's go get the guns. Let's ban the guns. Okay, I mean, that's just like these terrorists. They run people over. Well, let's ban cars then.
The Trump supporters weren't the shooters.
Right. But they want to take.
I think they're trying to cover that up.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to cover the fact that the guy was absolutely a hardcore leftist, an extremist leftist, and I think they're trying to cover that fact up.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree there's probably more in it than that. If we ever know what the actual truth is, we'll have to wait and see, but...
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see if any more information comes out in the next couple of months.
Well,
this figure
I don't think
it just seemed kind of fishy. Why would the guy go on Ellen and only Ellen?
Right.
Because Ellen is not a journalist at all whatsoever.
No.
Like Ellen.
Well, we won't hear anything more from Las Vegas Metro Police Department or the FBI on it because they're done.
I think if we do hear anything more about it, it's going to be citizen journalism.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I have liked Ellen since her early days. And the reason why is she was never dirty, nasty, crude. In the day when you had all the stand-up comedians, F, Ellen was clean.
No, I mean, I don't have a problem with Ellen at all. It just seems kind of fishy that these two boys were only allowed to go on Ellen.
Well, she's gotten more political in the last years, and I don't watch her show.
Oh, and also there's court orders going out and said, do not destroy evidence. Do not destroy evidence.
Didn't the judge approve that too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe something will come about that.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled out on it. But I think that's pretty much it. That's happening today.
Okay.
Hey.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I had fun.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Hopefully you can come back next week.
Well,
next week we're gonna do another.
That would be fun if you'd like me. I would be happy to.
Yeah, well, you know, this thing is open up to anybody that wants to join in. You know, pro-Trump, anti-Trump, I guess, or whatever. We can debate. We can debate. They'll be wrong, but we can debate. We can debate.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, well, yeah, come on and join us. It's great to have fresh people.
Yeah.
It's great to have new people. You know, and as plus when I first did this, I wanted people from different states to come on and discuss the election, discuss the news, because this is real people talking and giving their real opinions about things, which I don't think there's any other that webcast that does this, and that's the brainchild of this whole thing. And I wanted, and even though we're a little biased, I'll admit that we're from every person on here are in a state that Trump won: Wisconsin, North Carolina, West Virginia, Mississippi, Florida. Amy's in Florida, Henry's in Mississippi, and it's fun. Hopefully, Henry, I think Henry would join us next week, and hopefully you can meet him, Sharon. Henry's great. Amy was supposed to join us, but she was at a soccer game, so hopefully she can join us next week as well, and you can meet Amy. She's great. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Tune in next week for another Not Mainstream. If you cannot wait next week, tomorrow night we're doing a mega show. I'm actually into Bigfoot and cryptids and all that other nonsense, UFOs, aliens. I love that stuff. Paranormal, ghosts, you name it. Love it.
Oh yeah, I like paranormal.
Yeah, so I actually have another Bigfoot. I have another channel, another YouTube channel called Looking for Bigfoot, and we discuss anything Bigfoot and paranormal and all that. Tomorrow we're going to do like a mega show that's going to start at 6 and probably last until about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, we're celebrating 50 years of the PG film. The PG film is the Patterson-Gimlin film, and it's the iconic Bigfoot footage. You've probably seen it. It's the grainy Bigfoot footage that every single Bigfoot show airs.
Yeah.
The thing walking, and it turns. Yeah. Yeah, it's 50 years this month celebrating it. So yeah, we're gonna have a mega show tomorrow night on a different channel. And then, lo and behold, The Walking Dead returns Sunday.
Yay!
The Walking Dead returns. You're a fan of The Walking Dead, Sharon?
I am.
Oh, you're going to love this, because I actually do another webcast called The Webcasting Dead, and it's me, Henry, Ellen. She was an original from the Breaking Bad cast that I did, and basically what we did was discuss every single episode of Breaking Bad, season 5.
I watched every episode of Breaking Bad too.
Oh, I wish we could have met sooner.
Yeah,
and then we could have met you on.
And now we got Saul on now.
Yeah, we actually do the Saul Goodcast, where we discuss Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. Yeah, we discussed Better Call Saul. Actually, me and Henry does another webcast where it's the X-Cast, and we discuss the X-Files. I'm not sure if you're a fan of the X-Files or not.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, you're not a fan?
No.
Oh,
I just never watched it. Yeah, no, I just never watched it.
Love the X-Files. Love it. New episodes, actually.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things? Yeah, I watched it on Netflix. I liked it. It was good. It was pretty good. Season 2 is actually premiering, I think, sometime this month. I think next week or something like that. Yeah, I have Netflix too.
Okay.
So yeah.
The name.
So yeah, the Walking Dead is coming back this Sunday night. So excited. which means the return of, well, actually it's not a return, it's the premiere / return of The Webcasting Dead. And basically we're going to discuss season 8 of The Walking Dead. And I think I have a little surprise story for somebody.
Look at that.
Yeah. This is my pride and joy right here. You'll be seeing this a lot on The Webcasting Dead.
That's a nice weapon.
So yeah, the webcast. Thank you. Let me. Yeah. So you're going to be seeing that a lot. Maybe you might see Negan, because Negan might appear next Saturday night.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to have to talk with him and get things situated and everything. But yeah,
what's your name?
Yeah. I've been practicing, so I'm pretty good at it.
Good.
But yeah, The Webcasting Dead is going to premiere the 28th, next Saturday at 8 p.m. And we're going to discuss the very first episode of The Walking Dead. And Sharon, if you're interested in that, I'll give you the link and you come straight in and talk with us.
All right. I think I'm having an out-of-town visitor next weekend, so I might not be able to make that.
Well, it's going to be every Saturday night.
Okay.
At 8. Yep. It's going to be the episode 1 up until the final episode.
All right.
We're going to do the whole season. The whole season.
Sounds like fun.
The whole season. You probably see this. It is fun. It's great. Ellen. Yeah. So Ellen, she was an original of the Breaking Bad cast that I did, and basically what I did was discuss every single episode of Breaking Bad, all 52 episodes of 5 seasons, and now we're doing Better Call Saul. Yeah, so if you want to subscribe to that channel, it's the Breaking Bad cast. It's in the link in the description below. So looking for Bigfoot channel and Breaking Bad cast, it's Skinner 147 and 1472.
Okay.
Because I couldn't. Yeah. So yeah, it's in the link in the description if you want, or I can just send you a link through Facebook Messenger.
I can get the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get the link and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's great. We basically what we do is we go in depth and recap and talk about it and give our predictions of what's going to happen next. It's fun.
So is Bigfoot tomorrow or Wednesday?
Tomorrow night. Yeah, looking for Bigfoot. It's going to be tomorrow night. It's going to be like from 6 p.m. to 2.
Yeah,
the mega show. I think that's going to be on Tracy's channel, and then goes around. I'm going to jump on my channel and do that with Henry.
Okay, I had said before, I don't know what my schedule will be, but if anybody just wants an extra person on, check with me and ask. You know, I might pop on a show here or there, Tracy or you, or if I'm just sitting here anyway, I would be glad to do that. But you know, and I'll watch if I have time too. I'll check in and watch on that.
All right, that sounds good. Good deal.
I'm going to say goodnight.
We're going to end this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and end this. Before I end this, Sharon, I hope you really enjoyed it. Hopefully you can come back on sometime.
Okay.
I think you did great because you really Google searched. You really Google searched them articles. You had them up before I did.
Yeah.
That was great.
I do a lot of that.
We might need to have you on as our Google girl.
I can do that.
All right. So yeah, I'll see you guys here next Friday night for another Not Mainstream. On that note, good night, everybody. God bless America, and God bless President Donald J.